everyone, and welcome back to our channel today. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing another segment of my floss series. My floss series stands for Frugal Friends Living on Social Security. What I want to talk to you about today, frugal things that people do to help them save money and live more expensively and still enjoy this type of lifestyle that they would like. Now what I do, I watch a lot of frugal videos and I write down information that I think that I could use for myself and that I could pass on to you guys to use in your life. And right now, on this paper here in front of me, I have 12 things that frugal people do. Now I may have mentioned some of these things in previous videos, but I want to go over them again because I do have some new subscribers on my channel and they may not have watched all of my older videos. So this will be new information to them. So let me get started. And the first thing that frugal people do, they compare prices before buying. Now this is something that I've always done, pretty much even before I was retired on Social Security. I would see something, especially a new item when it first comes out. I would compare prices and then I would wait for it to get to a cheaper price before I would buy it. I watched for sales, and if I could find coupons to use on it, that was what I did. And that is a very frugal thing to do, is compare your prices. Number two, use those coupons as much as possible. The people don't use coupons as much nowadays as they used to. At one time, I had one of those little envelope things like this that was full of coupons that I took with me every time I went shopping. I would catch an item on sale. I would go to a store that would double the coupons. Sometimes I got the item free and had a little cash back with it. So coupons are a very frugal thing that you can do. Number three, reuse and recycle things often. I am a big believer in doing this. When I look at yard sales and thrift stores, I'm always watching for things that I can buy cheap, repurpose them into something else, redecorate them and use them in a different area than what they're supposed to be. You know, something that was originally intended for a bathroom may get used in the bedroom. So if you recycle things and reuse things as much as possible. Another thing is buy used when you can. Now, a lot of the furniture in my house is secondhand. I think the only really new things that I can think of are the bed that I have and my recliner in the living room, and my TV sets, of course, are new. But at one time, I even had a secondhand TV set. I bought it at the local pawn shop, and I think I paid $150. This was way before flat screen, so it was one of those kind that was, the whole TV was about that big. That thing lasted for many, many years. So definitely worth the price of buying secondhand. Number five, trade unwanted things with friends. Now, if you've got a friend that wears the same size clothes as you, and they're buying new and getting rid of theirs, maybe they will give them to you, or maybe you can trade them some other objects in your house, like dishes or towels or curtains or something for those clothes, or buy them cheap. Trading with friends is a good idea. If you could get enough friends together, maybe and meet once a month and everybody bring their unwanted clothes, have a swap. You know, you bring 5 things and you take home 5 things. They will be brand new to you and somebody else will get use out of the things that you're bringing. Number 6, buy store brands often. I do this a lot. There are very few items that I buy in food-wise that have to be brand specific with me. Miracle Whip is one. I do like my Miracle Whip. And I prefer Heinz ketchup, but I will still buy Hunt's ketchup if I catch it on sale for 99 cents for a big size bottle, or even generic, Always Save canned goods. I buy a lot of generic canned goods. So don't be brand specific. Be willing to shop for off labels and watch them when they're on sale and get them a little bit at a more cheaper discounted price. Number 7, learn to budget. I am a big believer in this. If you can make out a budget, um, make a list of everything you buy during the month. And I mean, put everything in there. If you buy gum and you chew gum on a regular basis, estimate how many packs of gum you buy. If you smoke cigarettes, put on there how many packs of cigarettes. Put everything on there. Gas, rent, of course, But any extras, like if you go out to eat, how many times a month you go out to eat, put that on there and estimate how much you spend. Then compare that to your income, and you can adjust it where, like, if you're over what you have, you could go in and you could cut some of those things down and maybe even cut them out completely to meet your to meet with your budget. Number 8, pay in cash. Always pay in cash. If you can avoid using a credit card, and I understand that it's hard to do on all things like buying a car and a home, you pretty much can't pay cash for that. Some people can. I mean, if you save for a long time for a car, you could probably buy a nice, good used car and pay cash. What I'm talking about, when you go to your weekly grocery store, don't put it on a credit card. If you go to buy new shoes or new clothes at Walmart, pay cash for those. Number 9, practice delayed gratification. And by this, I mean, if you see something that you think you want, instead of rushing out right then and buying it, wait for a while. Like, wait a couple of weeks and see at the end of 2 weeks if you still desire it, or if you still need it as bad as you thought you did. Like if it's an item that you thought you would use in your kitchen a lot, how many times during that 2 weeks did you really need that item? And then at the end of 2 weeks, if you're still interested in it and you decide that you do need that item, then I suggest that you go back to the comparing the prices thing that I told you about in the beginning and look around, see if you can find that same item for a little bit less. Number 10, and this is something I do all the time, shop with a list. And the only time I don't shop with a list is if I happen to run out the front door and I don't take it with me. But through the week, as I run out of things, or if I come across a recipe that calls for an item that I don't keep in my house, I write it down on that list. If I'm getting low on something, I write it on that list. If I run completely out, I write it on the list. And sometimes to keep from avoid running out in the future, I'll put buy two. If it's something that doesn't spoil over a particular amount of time, like, canned goods, I'll buy two so that I have one to use and one for a backup. But I always do shop with a list. Number 11, buy only what you need. It's nice to have a little extra on hand for backup, but don't go overboard buying bulks and large amounts of items. Buy just what you need. Like if you're shopping week to week, buy what you need to get through for the week. If you're shopping by the month, buy what you need to survive for that month, and don't buy anything extra. Don't go over that list. Number 12, maintain and repair things before they break. Now, this is mainly for your car. You do your oil change, rotate your tires, take it to a garage and have them top off the fluids, check the air pressure in your tires, keep your washing machine clean, clean out the filter in your dryer, make sure your ice box is running like it's supposed to. And I've heard that if you keep your freezer full, it will use less energy. And so even if you have to fill up milk jugs with water and put in your freezer because you don't have enough food in there, do that so that your ice box doesn't have to work as hard. Now that is the 12 things that I have wanted to tell you about, but I want to add one more to you. And this is something that I also do. Unplug everything in your house that you do not need. Like if you get up in the morning and you make toast, unplug that toaster. You're not going to use it again till the next morning. Same thing for your coffee pot, your blender, your air fryer, your can opener. Um, the only thing that you wouldn't unplug would be ice boxes and freezers and your alarm clocks. I have my TV and my Blu-rays set up on a power cord that's plugged into the wall. When I'm not using them, I just turn the off switch because there's a thing called ghost electricity. Items that even if you're not using them at that time, they're still pulling energy, like your hair dryer and your curling iron. Don't leave those things plugged in. Space heaters, don't leave them plugged in. Fans, don't leave them plugged in. Wait until you're getting ready to use them. Then plug them in, use them, and then immediately unplug them. I unplug my washer and dryer too. I do this every time I wash a load. I plug it in, I wash the load. As soon as it's done, I pull that cord. It's just like a habit with me. And it will take you a while to get used to doing it. Once you get into the habit, it's just like you did it all the time, like something you've always done. So that's it for this video. Those are my floss tips for frugal people to help you save money. Thank you for coming to visit with us today. And as always, y'all come back and see us any old time. Bye for this one.